as you become what you think about. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. You've got to be careful. You become who you hang around with. Your verbiage is the same. You use the same good words and the same bad words that they use. Imagine your thoughts as seeds scattered across the soil of your mind. Each word, idea, or fleeting image plants itself in this unseen garden, quietly growing as you go about your day. What blooms depends entirely on what you've nurtured. Roses of love or weeds of fear. This simple yet profound truth holds the key. What you focus on, you become. Ready to cultivate the best version of yourself? What we think, we become. The Buddha said, "What we think, we become." The Bible proclaims, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." These words are not just poetic. They are instructions and road maps to understanding how your thoughts shape your reality. They remind us that the life you're living right now, whether joyful or burdensome, is a reflection of what you've been thinking. At first, this idea might feel overwhelming. How can something as intangible as a thought hold so much power? But think of a river carving through rock. Over time, it seems impossible at first glance. How can water, soft and formless, shape stone? Yet it does, slowly but persistently. Your thoughts are the same. They may feel small and fleeting, but their repetition carves out the pathways of your life. Picture this. A person wakes up and immediately begins to worry. The thought comes like a thief stealing their peace. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? They carry this worry into their day, and like a magnet, it pulls similar thoughts into their mind. Soon, their entire energy is steeped in fear, and their actions follow suit. They hesitate, shrink back, and miss opportunities. A single worry can grow into a pattern of self-doubt. But here's the secret. This power is not limited to negative thoughts. If your mind can create suffering, it can also create joy, success, and freedom. What if, instead of worrying, that same person woke up and thought, "What if today is amazing? What if I'm more than enough?" The energy shifts instantly. They carry that confidence into their day, and opportunities seem to appear out of nowhere. It's not magic. It's alignment. What you focus on expands. Many people live as though they are prisoners of their minds, believing every thought that arises. But here's the truth. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who watches them. This distinction changes everything. When you see a negative thought arise, you can choose not to engage with it. You can let it pass like a cloud drifting through the sky. And when a thought arises that serves your highest good, you can hold onto it, nurture it, and let it grow. There's a parable that beautifully illustrates this concept. A wise elder sits with their grandchild, who is troubled by inner conflict. "Inside me, there are two wolves," the elder explains. "One is angry, fearful, and full of doubt. The other is loving, courageous, and full of hope. They are constantly at war with each other." The child asks, "Which wolf will win?" The elder smiles and says, "The one you feed." This is the essence of watching your thoughts. Every time you entertain an idea, you feed it. The question is, which thoughts are you feeding? Are you nourishing the wolf of fear or the wolf of love? Every moment presents a choice, and that choice shapes your destiny. In the modern world, this principle has found a voice in psychology. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, a highly effective treatment, is grounded in the idea that our thoughts shape our emotions, which in turn drive our actions. Change the thought and you change the emotion. Change the emotion and you change the action. Science has caught up with what spiritual traditions have known for centuries. Your thoughts are the architects of your life. But let's go deeper. Beyond psychology, quantum physics is revealing the profound truth that the observer influences reality. Experiments like the double-slit experiment show that particles behave differently when observed. Your focus, your attention, can shape your perception and influence your actions, which in turn impacts the world around you. If that's true on a subatomic level, imagine the implications for your thoughts and intentions. The skill of mastering your thoughts is not about perfection. No one can control every thought, nor should they try. Remember that the mind is meant to flow like a river. The key is to guide its current, gently steering it toward the shores of possibility rather than letting it crash against the rocks of limitation. This is not about suppressing negative thoughts but transforming them. When fear arises, meet it with understanding. When doubt whispers, answer with faith. Over time, this practice becomes second nature. Consider the lotus flower, a symbol of spiritual growth in many traditions. It begins its life in muddy waters, yet it rises toward the light, blooming into something breathtaking. The mud is not an obstacle. It's a necessity. Without it, the lotus could not grow. Your mind is like that lotus. The thoughts you feed today, whether rooted in struggle or hope, will determine the flower you bloom into tomorrow. Passing this test requires discipline, but not the kind that feels rigid or punishing. It's the discipline of kindness toward yourself, toward your thoughts, and toward the process of change. Some days will be easier than others. On the hard days, remember that every great transformation begins with a single step. Every garden starts with a single seed. What matters is not where you are now, but the direction you're heading. So ask yourself, what am I thinking about? Is it something that uplifts you, something that expands your soul, or is it something that drains you, keeping you small? The answer will tell you everything you need to know about the life you are creating. The beauty of this truth is that it's never too late to plant new seeds. Right now, in this moment, you have the power to choose thoughts that align with the person you want to become. When you begin to watch your thoughts, you unlock a power greater than you've ever imagined. You become the gardener of your own destiny, tending to the soil of your mind with care and intention. And as you do, you will see the world around you begin to shift, mirroring the beauty that has taken root within. Tend to the soil of your mind. Your mind is the most fertile soil you will ever encounter. Whatever you plant, there will grow. The question is, are you cultivating a lush, vibrant garden, or have you allowed weeds of doubt, fear, and negativity to take root? Most people don't realize they are gardeners, tending to their inner landscape every moment of every day. But the truth is, the state of your mind shapes the harvest of your life. Tending to the soil of your mind begins with awareness. Imagine a farmer walking through their field, scanning for signs of life. They notice every budding plant, every stray weed, and every patch of soil that needs care. The same attention is needed within. How often do you pause to examine what's growing in your mental garden? In Buddhist philosophy, mindfulness is likened to this kind of inner tending. It's not about controlling every thought, but observing them without judgment, like a farmer who doesn't panic at the sight of a weed, but simply removes it. When you practice mindfulness, you become a caretaker of your inner world. You begin to notice the thoughts that uplift you and the ones that drag you down. But awareness alone isn't enough. To truly tend to the soil of your mind, you must also nourish it. Just as a garden needs sunlight and water, your mind requires care and sustenance. Positive affirmations, inspiring books, moments of gratitude. These are the nutrients that feed your mental soil, enriching it so that the seeds you plant can thrive. Take a moment to consider the story of the mustard seed, often told in spiritual traditions. A mustard seed is tiny, almost insignificant, but when planted in good soil and cared for, it grows into a towering tree, providing shade and shelter. The same is true of your thoughts. Even the smallest seed of hope or love, when planted in a well-tended mind, can grow into something life-changing. But what about the weeds? The negative thoughts that seem to grow no matter how hard you try to uproot them. Here lies another secret of tending to your mental garden. Weeds are not the enemy. In fact, they are teachers. Every weed in your mind represents something that needs your attention. Fear may point to an area where you need to grow. Anger may reveal a boundary that's been crossed. When you approach these weeds with curiosity instead of resistance, they lose their power over you. As you tend to the soil of your mind, remember that it's a process, not a destination. A garden is never finished. It requires constant care, watering, pruning, planting, and harvesting. The same is true of your inner world. Some days will feel effortless, like sunlight streaming down on your garden. Other days will feel like storms battering your plants and threatening your progress. But even storms serve a purpose. They bring rain, which nourishes the soil and prepares it for new growth. Think of a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. For a time, it seems as though nothing is happening. The caterpillar is hidden away in its cocoon, still and silent, but within, profound change is taking place. The same is true when you tend to the soil of your mind. You may not see immediate results, but trust that transformation is unfolding beneath the surface. Ancient Hindu texts often speak of samskaras and mental impressions. These are the grooves left in the mind by repeated thoughts and actions, much like tracks worn into a dirt road. If you've spent years thinking negatively, those tracks will be deep, and it may feel almost impossible to forge a new path. But with patience and persistence, you can create new grooves, new samskaras, that lead to a brighter destination. Tending to your mind's soil is not about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about showing up for yourself every day, even when it feels hard. It's about forgiving yourself when you stumble and celebrating every small victory. Over time, you'll begin to see the fruits of your labor, the flowers of joy, the trees of strength, and the vines of connection. They will fill your inner garden, transforming not just your thoughts, but your entire life. Imagine walking through a garden bursting with life. The air is filled with the scent of blooming flowers. The sun filters through the leaves, and every step brings a sense of peace. That is the garden you are creating within. And as this inner garden flourishes, it will begin to influence the outer world. Your thoughts will shape your actions will shape your reality, and your reality will become a reflection of the beauty you've cultivated inside. There's a reason so many spiritual teachings emphasize the connection between the inner and outer worlds. In Hermetic philosophy, the principle of correspondence states, "As above, so below." This means that the state of your inner garden will always be mirrored in your external life. If your mind is cluttered with negativity, your outer world will reflect chaos. But if your mind is filled with peace, gratitude, and love, your outer world will begin to bloom. So how do you begin this work? Start small. Just as a garden doesn't grow overnight, your mind won't transform instantly. Begin by setting aside a few moments each day to observe your thoughts. Notice what's growing in your mental soil. When you catch a negative thought, don't beat yourself up. Simply recognize it and choose a better one. Plant seeds of kindness, hope, and possibility, and trust that they will grow. Your mind is a sacred garden, and you are its caretaker. Tend to it with love and watch as it blossoms into something extraordinary. Become more aware. Your body will thank you. Awareness is a gift that many of us overlook, yet it holds the power to transform not only our thoughts but also our bodies. Imagine for a moment that your body is a loyal companion, always working to support you, always responding to the signals you send it. What kind of messages are you giving it? Are you speaking the language of stress, neglect, or overwork? Or are you offering it care, attention, and gratitude? Becoming more aware isn't just about paying attention to your thoughts. It's about noticing the signals your body has been sending you all along. Every ache, every flutter of tension, every spark of energy is a message, a story waiting to be understood. But to hear it, you must slow down. There's a story from ancient Taoist teachings about a farmer who worked tirelessly, always plowing, planting, and harvesting without rest. His land began to wither, his crops grew thin, and his body grew frail. One day, an old sage stopped by and said, "The soil speaks, but you are too busy to listen." At that moment, the farmer realized that tending to the land wasn't just about action. It was about understanding its needs. The same is true for your body. It speaks to you constantly, but you have to pause and listen. One of the simplest ways to cultivate this awareness is through your breath. The breath is the bridge between your mind and body, the silent rhythm that connects the two. Right now, take a deep breath and feel how the air fills your lungs, expanding your chest and grounding you in the present moment. When you make a habit of tuning into your breath, you begin to notice the subtle shifts within you. You might realize that your breathing becomes shallow when you're stressed or deepens when you're at peace. These patterns are your body's way of guiding you, of whispering, "Pay attention." Another way to connect with your body is through movement. Not movement for the sake of achievement, like running a race or hitting a fitness goal, but a movement that feels intuitive and nourishing. Think of a cat stretching after a nap, slow and deliberate, each motion a celebration of its physical self. When you move mindfully, whether through yoga, walking, or even swaying to music, you begin to inhabit your body fully. You feel the strength in your muscles, the steadiness of your balance, the aliveness in every cell. This awareness doesn't just benefit your physical body. It aligns you with your higher self. In many spiritual traditions, the body is seen as a sacred vessel, a temple for the soul. When you honor your body through awareness, you are honoring the divine essence within you. The Bhagavad Gita speaks of yoga as the union of body, mind, and spirit, a state of harmony that arises when all parts of you are in alignment. Yet awareness is not only about action, it's also about stillness. Have you ever sat quietly and simply noticed how you feel? Not analyzing, not judging, but simply being with yourself. This practice, often called body scanning, is a way of reconnecting with the sensations you may have ignored. Start at your feet and slowly move upward, noticing any tension, warmth, or ease. You might discover tightness in your shoulders or lightness in your chest that you hadn't realized was there. Each sensation is a clue, a reminder of what your body needs. Mystics across cultures and eras have often emphasized the influence of thought, urging humanity to view the mind as a tool for personal and spiritual growth. One such figure is Rumi, the Persian poet and Sufi mystic. He often describes the mind as both a garden and a battlefield. He wrote, "Be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop." While the surface meaning suggests letting go of what no longer serves you, its deeper significance calls for mastery over the thoughts that clutter the mind, stunting growth and obscuring clarity. Rumi believed the mind was the gateway to divine connection, but only when it was disciplined. He often urged his followers to quiet their inner chaos and focus on higher vibrations of love, beauty, and truth. To him, thoughts weren't just fleeting whispers but potent forces capable of shaping reality. This idea aligns with many mystical traditions, such as the Hermetic principle, as within, so without. This universal law suggests that the state of your inner world directly mirrors the world around you, and the foundation of that inner world is your thoughts. Even in modern times, mystics like Neville Goddard carried this torch forward. Neville taught that imagination is a powerful faculty, suggesting that vivid mental imagery and associated feelings can significantly influence one's experiences and reality. He urged people to use their imagination as a tool for transformation, saying, "You are already that which you want to be, and your refusal to believe this is the only reason you do not see it." This belief that thought creates reality echoes throughout every mystical tradition. It's found in the teachings of the Kabbalists, who describe the mind as a bridge between the earthly and the divine. It's woven into the practices of Zen masters, who teach their students to sit in stillness and watch their thoughts, understanding that what the mind clings to becomes the lens through which life is experienced. So what can we learn from these mystics? They all point to the same truth. Your mind is not just a passive observer of reality, but an active creator. Every thought is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. If you allow fear, doubt, or negativity to dominate, your reality will reflect those colors. But if you consciously choose to paint with love, hope, and abundance, you'll create a masterpiece that mirrors the divine beauty within you. As you tune into your body, you also tune into the present moment. You stop living on autopilot and start experiencing life as it unfolds. You find joy in small, simple things. The way sunlight feels on your skin, the taste of fresh water, the sound of your own heartbeat. There's a Zen teaching that says, when you eat, eat. When you walk, walk. At first, it seems almost absurdly simple, but the message is profound. Be fully present in whatever you do. When you bring this kind of awareness to your life, even the most ordinary moments become sacred. Awareness also has a ripple effect. The more you attune to your own needs, the more compassionate you become toward others. You recognize that just as your body carries its own stories and struggles, so do theirs. This understanding fosters empathy, deepening your connection to the world around you. Think of awareness as a light illuminating the path, not just for your body, but for your higher self. The more you nurture this light, the more clearly you can see the truth of who you are. You are not just your body, nor are you just your thoughts. You are something greater, a being of energy and consciousness living through the miracle of a physical form. So begin now. Tend to your breath, move with intention, sit in stillness, and listen to the wisdom of your body. It is always speaking, always guiding, always leading you back to the present moment where the fullness of life resides. With every step, your body will thank you, and so will your soul. Manifest your thoughts. To truly transform your reality, you must take consistent and inspired steps toward what you desire. Each step, no matter how small, is an affirmation of your commitment to the life you're building. Action fueled by inspiration carries an energy that ripples out into the universe, magnetizing opportunities and aligning circumstances to support your goals. But it is persistence in the face of obstacles that truly tests and refines your resolve. Every challenge is not a roadblock. It is a chance to grow stronger, reaffirm your purpose, and prove to yourself that you will not give up. Trusting the process is key. Just as a seed does not sprout overnight, your dreams require patience and nurturing. By maintaining a mindset of success and abundance, you create fertile ground for growth. The mind is the most powerful tool you possess, capable of shaping not just your thoughts but the world around you. Remember that you are inherently creative and powerful, a being designed to transform ideas into reality. You have mastery over your mind and therefore your destiny. The thoughts you choose to entertain will either propel you toward your dreams or anchor you to stagnation. Consciously direct your mind toward those ideas that uplift and energize you. When you firmly believe in your ability to succeed, you unlock a wellspring of potential within. This belief isn't blind optimism. It is a deep knowing that the same energy that animates the stars and tides flows through you, empowering you to shape your world. To strengthen this belief, create a vivid mental image of what you wish to manifest. Imagine it as if it already exists, as if the feelings of joy, abundance, and success are already yours. Let this vision guide your actions and decisions like a lighthouse in the dark, keeping you focused. When doubt or fear arises, when you feel the pull of negative thoughts or circumstances, remind yourself that transformation begins in the present moment. Creation happens in the present moment, not the past or future. Start living as if your dreams are already unfolding. This doesn't mean ignoring reality, but rather aligning your actions with the reality you want to create. When you act in accordance with abundance, you invite more of it into your life. When you let go of thoughts of limitation or scarcity, you open the door to endless possibilities. The universe is a mirror, constantly reflecting the energy you project. By holding a frequency of joy, gratitude, and confidence, you attract those very things into your experience. Ancient teachings often speak to this truth. The Buddha once said, "What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create." This wisdom transcends time because it taps into the universal law of vibration. The thoughts you think and the emotions you cultivate are vibrations sent out into the world, and the universe responds in kind. By becoming more aware of these vibrations, you begin to see how much power you hold. Awareness is a practice, not a one-time decision. It requires mindfulness and reflection. Notice the patterns of your thoughts. Are they rooted in possibility or fear? Are you building a vision of your higher self, or are you trapped in cycles of doubt? Awareness allows you to course correct and to choose again when you find yourself leaning into negativity. Ultimately, the life you create is a reflection of the thoughts you nurture. By aligning those thoughts with love, joy, success, and abundance, you design a reality that mirrors those qualities. But this journey is not without responsibility. To claim mastery over your life, you must take ownership of your choices. The path of transformation is yours to walk, step by step, thought by thought, moment by moment. In every choice, you hold the power to redefine yourself. With each positive thought, you are planting seeds of potential, and with each act of faith in your vision, you are watering those seeds, inviting them to grow. So stand firm in the truth that you are the creator of your experience. Let the words echo within you. You become everything you think about. Choose wisely, dream boldly, and let your thoughts lead you to a reality that reflects the highest vision of who you are.